mystery fireplace wall.
Yep. Now, before we even start, I know we have viewers already, and thank you for jumping on. It was awesome. Just so you guys know, the house has been active today. So,
Extremely.
yeah, so the house has been active today. It's definitely not our Anna, but there is some other people here. So we just got to be mindful of them today because we do have a live activity today. What were you hearing?
Well, I thought you were walking up the steps when you were next to me.
Yeah. Lucky Charm, I think they are excited. Hi, Bella Rose. I think they are excited, but we walked in and we walked up the steps and we were looking at something, and then we hear footsteps behind us, so that was pretty funny. And we just been hearing walking all day long, heard a couple of, knocks here and there. So, they are active today. So if you see anything unusual, it's not unusual. Just, and call it out, let us know. We'll stop to take a look.
Yeah, well, as far as this goes, let's show them a little bit. We know there's a fireplace here. If you look at our videos that are on the basement level, you will see the base of the fireplace. We pointed out on the second floor where the stack is, and of course on the exterior you'll see the chimney. Each side has these cheddar cheese, Swiss cheese cabinets, can't really explain, but inside we can feel the fireplace, but you can't see anything. So this is the only piece of sheetrock actually in the house. And judging by the molding, and I would say it hasn't been off in a long time. So we're going to try and get it out and as close to one piece as we can, and we're going to find out what's back here the same as you. Every other fireplace has the mantle, and we're just hoping that what we find behind here is going to match the rest of the house, because this is the only one in the entire house that doesn't have HVAC running up it. So this is literally the only wood-burning fireplace we have to use.
Lori, his shirt is great, isn't it? Humans aren't real.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so I'm actually going to set you guys up real quick.
We'll check every couple minutes.
We'll check every couple of minutes, but we are going to start ripping this apart with you guys. And thank you for everybody jumping on in. I already see some likes and some tips and thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So let's start ripping this down. Holy Lord, babe, there's 75 people right now. So that's
well, hey, this is exciting. I would watch this.
Yeah. So let's.
I mean, mind you, this is a 1763 wall. This is the oldest section of the house. In fact, this is the oldest section in the oldest section of the house. So whatever is behind here has probably been unmolested for a very long time. Judging by the inch-thick actual plywood shelves that are back here, I think you all fell.
You all fell. I'm sorry I dropped all of you.
I say we pop off these edges, take out this trim, and knock it out, see what happens.
All right.
See if we can pry it away from the boards, because it doesn't look like it's held on anywhere else. I don't see any tape or screw lines.
All right.
So,
guys.
time to have a little fun. Let's get messy.
Try not to make them mad. I'm not going to, Karen.
Yeah, we have actually talked to whoever our spiritual roommates, explaining them what we're doing, and we are taking everything back to original, and we're doing it with respect, and to make the place beautiful again. And to bring out something that somebody put a lot of craftsmanship and a lot of hard work into, bringing it back into the house is actually really important to us.
All right, everybody, I'm going to, this is a good angle. Let me, all right.
Mind you, I don't care about this trim. it's getting torn off anyway. You know, a lot of people were asking about the history of the house.
Yeah.
One of the things that we're looking for is in 1945, I believe Arthur Adams wrote a book on George Elkington and the roots in England and America. He was actually what they call a royal bastard, illegitimate son of the king. So that's a really interesting point. People were asking how we came up with a lot of the history, and surprisingly, no, it's not Google. Google is not a great place for answers. You can get some leads there, but when you start talking about things this age,
No, we actually had to start going to historical societies and libraries. Right now, I have a couple of libraries that house a couple of our diaries for the Elkingtons, and so I think there was Rutgers, University of Maryland had a couple. What do you hear? Well,
I don't hear anything. Strong smell of tobacco. I quit smoking about 6 years ago. All right, that's interesting. Yeah, we could have done this with clickbait in like 6 parts to get the views, but you know, we're doing this more for preservation purposes. So why are we going to make you sit through a couple days worth of parts and click? There are shelves on either side that are similar to the other fireplaces in the house, so that's actually a pretty encouraging sign.
now, since we started going through the history, we might as well start talking about some of it while we're working.
This house is an original Quaker house.
It is.
The Elkington family, George Elkington, actually came over on the RMS Kent. Gregory Marlowe was the master of the ship. That's the same ship at the same time in 1677 that brought over the William Penn family, the Hancock family. So the history is actually kind of mind-blowing that it wasn't preserved a little bit better. There's actually quite a few books on the family. If you're from the East Coast and you've heard of Philadelphia Quartz Company or you collect model trains, you'll know that that's actually that's the Borton side, right?
No, the Philadelphia Quartz Company is actually Elkington.
Okay.
That was actually Joseph Elkington, which was
That's right.
George Elkington's son that started the Philadelphia Quartz Company. Now, Philadelphia Quartz Company is kind of a weird name for the company because it actually had nothing to do with stone or anything like that. It had to do with basically he came up with glycerin, almost. It was a soluble substance that you were able to use, that they are now being, able to use for liquid soaps and stuff like that now. And that was back in the late 1700s that was started.
I think it actually just sold in the last decade or so.
It did.
For quite a small fortune.
It did. What other weird facts do you have?
Oh, there's so many weird facts. Sarah Elkington, George's wife, is actually the 7th great-grandmother of Barbara Bush. That was a little unexpected history.
That was cool.
But the more you explore, the more you're going to find.
Let me check our.
See if we have any questions.
Ripping things apart is therapeutic. Absolutely it is. Is that one piece of wood? No, it's not. It's a royal pain in the ass.
It looks like we have 2 layers of sheetrock or... Wait a minute. This is interesting. Looks like there's plywood over top of a piece of sheetrock. Alright. The mystery deepens.
So we have sheetrock, which means...
Can't quite figure out why this fireplace of all of them in the house.
Yep, we have sheetrock.
Yeah. Well, I want to try and take it off in one shot, but...
Let's see.
And yes, I know I could very easily just take a sledgehammer to this, but I don't want to do any damage to whatever's on the other side because
we don't know
I
what's
can't
on
see
the other
it.
side. Let's see.
Oh, and we might be getting there a little faster than I thought. She's prying away. Where's that tobacco smell again?
That's weird.
Maybe it's the inside of the fireplace?
That's weird.
I have them split over on my side. Honestly, don't know what to expect out of this. I mean, it could be a brick hole, it could be bricked up, it could be...
It could be a fireplace.
Well, I know it's a fireplace, but how far removed from actually being a fireplace is it? Be nice if something we could just get the chimney cleaned on and fire up. Well, that's just nails in the sheetrock, in the second layer of sheetrock, as opposed to screws, so that's pretty interesting. It isn't going to be as pretty as I thought. Let's see.
I thought we were doing that in one piece.
We are going to try and do that in one piece.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Just getting... that's stone.
So today while I was starting to sand, I uncovered a stone wall. And I don't understand how they got the stone so smooth, because I would have thought it was been an exterior wall.
Yeah, it's a lot of really good craftsmanship has gone into this house. Okay.
Mary House, if you happen to be watching, we got you. We saw. I will have to shame you though. You can't wear flip flops.
Yes, yes.
But as far as the subfloor, we got you.
That from the people that aren't wearing eye. Well, you're wearing eye protection.
I'm wearing eye protection.
Okay, the plot is definitely thickening. I have no idea.
I'm gonna get the other.
This is odd because fireplace starts about here. Well, this is not old trim. This is something a little more modern. It's definitely pine, but I wouldn't say from Home Depot.
Declaration of Independence behind here.
We've actually had some pretty cool discoveries. We found, we've been doing some metal detecting on the property. Be careful about pushing in there. We, besides for a lot of old nails, we've actually come across some mason jars.
Oh
with,
yeah, mason jars with porcelain lids. So that would have dated back to about 1890.
Well, sometime I believe after 1860.
So.
Alright. Okay, well that's interesting. Oh, and for those of you asking yourselves, aren't we just making more work for ourselves? Yes, yes. Definitely. Could have left it as is, but who knows what kind of history is behind here. And it's not even just that, it's what kind of clues they give us to the house. Fortunately, the early history is not too hard to retrieve, as diaries were very popular and they got published. Let's keep going.
Keep it up.
Any questions?
No. Everybody's excited to see what's behind the wall.
can't just be a chimney because the underside that is solid there. Hang on. I have a hole here. What's that hammer?
Right there.
This would be around the center. She seems boarded up pretty thick. It's definitely, whoa, hold on, no.
Oh, how cool.
The Hungarian cookbook. Linden, Jersey. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Weird.
The Hungarian cookbook, 19 cents. 15 most flavorful Hungarian recipes. Pretty eaten up. I don't actually see a date.
Let's see.
Don't tell me everybody did not jump the second they saw an envelope and a book in the side of the wall.
Okay, so it's from ShopRite Supermarkets, and if there's anybody who's online right now who's watching, it's the Hungarian cookbook. It's a ShopRite Supermarket. It was 39 cents, and that's about as much information as I could get from it because it was pretty chewed up. So if anybody can jump online to see if they can find it, we could tell you what year it's from. I think
Well, there's no.
it was from the Leland Publishing Company in Linden, so probably I would say 40s or 50s, but that's a cool find. People are jumping online. Got 1960s.
was definitely used for bookshelves at some point then.
Yeah. 1954. Okay, cool. Yep. I have to say, yeah. So I was close. I was saying 40s or 50s. That's pretty cool.
A bag full of money would have been cooler.
That bag full of money would have been cooler. Definitely would have been cooler. So, a couple other questions that we've received, and if we discussed. So, one of the questions was, how hard was it to get a mortgage on this house? So, I am a mortgage advisor, and I am a mortgage advisor and transaction coordinator. So, had we gone through all the steps that we would have needed to go through to get a mortgage, it wouldn't have been impossible. It would have been interesting, but not impossible. Definitely wouldn't have been able to get an FHA or a conventional. And if you have any questions regarding that, feel free to shoot me a message. I'm happy to explain the difference. But we would have probably been able to get a rehab mortgage, so that would have been okay. So, however, we basically took every little tiny bit of our life savings and put it into purchasing. So, now that's the reason why you see us doing this now, because we purchased it. So, finishing it is going to be all on us to do.
Well, here's the interesting part. At some point, this was definitely closed off completely.
Okay.
As to why, the world may never know, because the basement, there is no issue.
Yeah.
Underneath this fireplace is all brick. It comes up, it looks right. So it appears to have been completely plastered over. Mind you, I completely intended to repair this anyway, so we have to clean up a little bit of a mess. We have to clean it up. Either way, this wall is going to go back into being a fireplace, whether it's behind what's left here or it's gone forever. There will be a new one. We do know, according to the rest of them, that they are brick. So until we hit that point, it's not a game over. Yeah, we got mesh. We got, whoa, hold on. Hold the phone.
Okay.
What the hell? There's curved. It's curved.
It's curved?
It's curved.
Huh.
Look.
I see.
Grab the, let them see.
Let's show you guys.
Okay. I was actually going to pump the brakes on this, but,
Okay, so it looks like.
that is
Here,
curved.
can you
Can we s-
put that up there?
That's curved. Okay. This just got a lot more interesting because, well, nothing in the house matches that. Nothing anywhere in the house matches that.
Sure it does. The hearth's downstairs.
Okay, this has just got a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Let's set them back and.
May you see the cover again? Yeah, absolutely. Come on. Let's take a look. How's that, Lucky Charm? That's pretty damn cool.
Whoa.
Has some,
What the heck? I got newspaper.
got newspaper? What year? Any indications?
Can't tell yet.
I feel like I should step back and you should.
Well, I gotta kind of do this carefully because.
It looks like it's like a hot over stove pipe.
Yeah, but why would it be on the side?
Oh, it's a set of the books from the 50s. Thank you, Lucky Charm. That's awesome.
What am I looking at? This might have been for a pot-belly stove. You could be very right. But why would there be a chimney in a chimney base in the basement?
I just work here.
Where's the flat board? Can you give me the flat bar? Let's just do this a little by
The
little.
wall is interesting. Yes, the wall is interesting. I just have to disclose this as somebody from New Jersey. You're from Philly, honey, so you know you wouldn't have as much as it would be for us. If there is anything behind the wall that may be questionable, we are not responsible or liable for anything questionable that is.
It's just a newspaper of
That
some kind.
is or may not be living behind the wall. So that's the disclaimer.
This is
Let's roll.
I'm a little lost on this one. I want to see if I can get this out in as much as one piece as I can, so we can check out the newspaper.
Yeah, I know. I'm just waiting for the bats to come screaming out of here.
Bats, rats.
Yeah. All right.
Let's take a look at that. It's a newspaper.
You take a look at
Let's take a look at the light. Oh, it looks like we have a front page.
Oh, yes.
Or, wait a minute.
We have a front page.
August 27th, 1969. Okay.
Okay, so now we know when it was covered. So it was covered in 1969.
See what newspaper it is. Probably Burlington County Times. Easy care, no iron draperies. Burlington County Times, yeah.
Yep. Okay. So
Wednesday, August 27th. August 27th. Isn't that when they landed in 1677?
I don't know. I think so.
No. Coincidence. Okay.
All right. So if you're just joining,
We're tearing a hole in our house.
we're tearing a hole in the house.
And they're probably, mouse nests, rat's nests, God knows what. Where's the flashlight?
Ooh, here.
Okay.
So there might be stuff behind the wall.
There is stuff behind the wall.
There's a cup.
No, that is an aluminum can. This was filled in at some point. What the heck? Are you kidding me? Is there a Power Ranger in here?
Okay. So apparently if you just joined us, we found a time capsule.
The Green Ranger! Okay, wow, this just got a lot more interesting. Yeah, not at all nearly the decade I was expecting to find, or century, but okay.
That's cool. Let's keep going. I thought I saw something green up there. Something else green up there.
Yeah, let me, mind holding the light for me, so just in case anything attacks. Yeah, it's stuff that's got to get out of the wall anyway. Is that a Matchbox Cars track?
I think so.
Is my childhood in here? Okay, it's Scar from The Lion King. I got no idea, people. I just have no idea. This is terracotta. So this was definitely a chimney. Let me show them, see if,
I'm confused. So are we.
yeah, I'm extremely confused.
So we have papers that say 19, that's something fuzzy. Although I don't think it's organic fuzzy. But I still am not sticking my hand
And
in there.
ladders, there's a ladder, okay.
You were hoping for a vintage Barbie. Well, you know what? Stay tuned. Who the hell knows?
Let's get it.
If you stay tuned, we'll be auctioning these off later for the
Yes, we'll be raising funds.
to pay for the renovations. We're gonna auction these off later.
That is actually a question I got. Are you going to be raising funds for rehab?
We are going to be raising funds for the rehab. As a matter of fact, there is. Why don't you grab pliers or put gloves on or
If something bites me, maybe I'll turn into a superhero. or
keep
something.
dropping stuff down from the attic? I would actually probably agree with that.
There's no
if
opening
there's
in
no
the
opening in the attic. And I'll happily take you guys up to the attic.
Oh, please don't be an Annabelle. Please don't be an Annabelle.
Okay, so it's a teddy bear.
One shoelace. Flashlight, please.
Yep. It's a.
Oh, you can show the. What the hell? Whoa!
Whoa, what?
Doc Ock! Oh, that's awesome! Doc Ock!
Really?
Wait a minute, is that Prince? Alright, so we got a Power Ranger and Dr. Octopus. Actually complete. This is really, I got nothing, but who knows how long somebody was doing this for. So, oh man, it's a dog collar. I hope the dog's not in here.
They're yelling at you to put gloves on.
Okay, get me a set of gloves just in case the dog is in here.
Okay, hang on. Oh, I dropped all of you. Sorry, people.
This is of anything that I could have been expecting, this is the last thing I could have been expecting.
Okay, so.
Yeah, it don't matter. I don't want to pull anything out of the wall yet. Alright, I want to pull everything out of the wall. Because I'm 46, so 1980 stuff is right up my ballpark. Um, but after finding the dog collar, I don't want to find the dog. So there is a functional chimney inside. It appears to be from here up. So this very well could have been a potbelly stove. There is a lot of stuff in here to pull out. But oddly enough, nothing is bigger, looks bigger than the actual hole. And it doesn't go up any higher. But yeah, this is definitely terracotta. There is definitely some scorch marks on the inside. So I can say pretty much with confidence that this was a potbelly stove. When it was pulled, is a pretty good mystery.
What else have we found?
I have waited to pull for the gloves as I did not want to get bit by, hopefully not the dog.
All right.
This is interesting. I am very, okay. We have,
Another bear head?
I think that was a Teddy Ruxpin.
That was.
Whoa! The Yellow Power Ranger!
We found the yellow Power Ranger.
This is great! This is so left turn, you couldn't make this up if you tried.
Let's see.
Cookie Monster. Right, Cookie Monster?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Cookie Monster.
And Adidas. And another Dr. Octopus. Oh, his mom must have been so pissed replacing these things. You know, these are worth it. Adidas.
Okay, well, when they usually put shoes on the wall.
Yeah, but, whoa, okay, we got more Matchbox track. All right. The White Ranger. Scorpion?
So now,
Oh, I found the dog. No, it's okay.
Rudolph?
I think so.
Yeah.
Could be. Missing some antlers. This, there's like more modern stuff on top, but it looks like,
I think there's another shoe in the back.
and everybody walked the dinosaur. Oh, this is cool.
What's that?
That is a wooden push car. That is really nice. This is an old one too. It's a really old one. Very neat.
Yeah, it does look like there was a family in the 80s living there with kids.
But how much further back is the question?
I mean, the front of the wallpaper, or the front of the newspaper was from 1969, so we
It's
would,
a piece of pipe.
we would automatically assume that it was covered up in 69. I know, it's I know, it's the Mary Poppins bag of stovepipes. Oh, that's Fisher
This
Price,
is
that's
crazy.
80s. I had that in the 80s.
Well, we know we now know what happened to his cleats. If I start finding socks, I'm going to answer the age-old mystery: where do socks go when they die? No idea.
Thank you for all the likes. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, Animaniacs.
Okay, so that's late 80s.
Fisher Price,
Yep.
okay.
Alright.
Whoops.
In the stovepipe, yes, it's in the stovepipe.
Yeah, yeah, but how deep does this go? Another scar.
You know, those look like McDonald's, McDonald's, toys from the 90s.
I get it, but there's no holes upstairs.
I know.
So, how long these people been dumping stuff in here? Because it would be coming out the bottom.
That's 90s, yep, 80s, 90s, Animaniacs, late 80s, early 90s. There's stuff coming out. What is that?
Frosty?
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Alright, Frosty the Snowman. Goofy.
Probably patched a hole. Yeah, I have no idea.
This is a terracotta stovepipe. The chimney's actually...
Okay, it looks like there's brick behind it.
There is, yeah, no, the chimney's in good shape, actually. But why would there be a fireplace base in the basement? I am really at a loss on this one. Oh,
Ninja
Ninja
Turtles.
Turtle. Here's a half shell, man.
Could bunk beds been there? Hardly. Could possibly have very well been. We don't know. We do know that the last person who lived here was an elderly woman, and she purchased the house in the late 90s. And this stuff seems to be coming from the late 80s, early 90s, so I'm thinking it might be before then. And
Gambit card and Ernie.
yeah.
Alright, we're getting into Sesame Street now. These kids are getting younger. Oh, I think I had this car. Is that a Fiero?
Yeah, bunk beds. I don't want the top bunk beds.
I am really trying to figure this one out, guys.
You know what, Carly? I like your Carrie. I like your thinking with the bunk beds, though. I don't. The only thing would be it really would be odd for the conservatory to have bunk beds, but you know this house does have about 20 rooms in it, so if they had a bunch of kids, that wouldn't be. So, Krusty Paper Troll, no, that's an issue. If you'd like, I can take you guys upstairs to show you the attic real quick, and,
yeah, I'll just keep pulling stuff. Why don't you guys try and discover where this stuff came from?
Okay, so.
And, maybe down here, and we will, uncover it.
Alright, so I'm going to take you guys upstairs. I'm actually going to take you through the bottom staircases. So, this is one of the several staircases that are hidden stairs. Alright. So we went up to the attic, we went up to the second floor. There's
No clue?
nothing that we would be able to, some people did say, they're voting that it's the ghosts that did that. And I want to.
That's alright, I already found the treasure.
Where's the treasure?
Ah, I dropped it.
You dropped it, okay. They're voting ghosts. I vote the ghosts too, and I'm voting the same ghost that put the hammer in the refrigerator.
No. I got Bat Troll.
Okay.
Bat Troll.
So
That's awesome.
what do we have here so far?
Power Rangers, a couple of Doc Octs, a bunch of Disney stuff, and Matchbox cars. It's like a kid just threw their toys down here, but it's all at this level, so it had to be in here at this point. Now, there's a lot
Yes,
of...
you're right, Lori. We shouldn't call them ghosts. They're my we call them our departed roommates, actually.
There is...
So if you're just turning in, which I just saw a bunch of people just jumped on, hello, welcome to the Elkington Wharton House. We are sitting here and uncovering a fireplace from the 18th century, and we have discovered the 1980s going on here. So,
We have
yeah.
Power Rangers, we have Squirt Guns.
And we still haven't uncovered a fireplace yet, but we are working on it. Nanny Spirit, who hid the toys when the kids didn't pick up. Hey, you know what? You should have listened to Nanny.
How could a kid even reach in here?
I don't know, but I mean, if it was Nanny, you should have listened. That was them getting some act right. Thank you for the likes.
I am.
We love you too.
This seems to be filled in. I mean, I'm assuming that at this point there's a lot of fill, which could be a couple of things. A squirrel just decided to dump nuts here for a couple hundred years.
Welcome back. So here's our collection so far. Is that the General Lee?
No, that'd be awesome now. I'm a Mopar guy. This goes down a ways.
We haven't seen crows yet.
The thing is, we actually had a drone inspection done, and the chimneys from the top down were good. This is filled, I mean, it's nesting material, I guess, for the most part. If the thing that doesn't make any sense, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense.
What?
This doesn't make any sense.
What?
Downstairs in the basement,
Yeah.
there is a base for a fireplace.
Yes.
I have a brick wall here
Mm-hmm.
and brick here.
Okay.
What's
So
it's taking up the rest of the room.
Well, I don't know. Coal stove. That actually might be a good suggestion.
I'm thinking that.
What is that?
A flashlight tip. Oh, it's probably from the last person that did this. They lost their arm in here. I actually have.
Somebody says they watch too many scary movies. They feel like something's going to grab your arm in the hole.
Yeah, I can't argue.
It's
with
okay.
that.
We were upstairs. They were able to hear footsteps. So
Yeah, I will grant that.
I did let everybody know that the house was
Can
active
you give
today.
me that little pry bar there? I am curious to the depth here, so I am not just endlessly digging. Alright, this is really interesting.
You have to give us more than this is really interesting, or you don't understand.
Sorry.
They can't see what you're doing. Yeah.
There's fill
Yeah,
at this
Bella,
point that goes down. That goes just down. So,
Yeah, I think we think that you are right. It might have been a coal stove, which we find very interesting because this is the only coal stove in the house so far.
why don't you take them up and give them the light and show them down? I want to check something out.
Yes, spirits do get active when we're remodeling. Yes, they are active today. And
Thankfully, we have very hospitable, friendly roommates.
we do. We have very hospitable departed roommates. So I'm not going to drop you.
You know what? Stick them in there, aim it up with the flashlight,
Okay.
let them tell us what's on the screen.
So tell us what's on this. We're going to stick you in here and tell us what's in here.
Now aim it up towards the roof
All right.
and use the flashlight.
What's up there, guys? Is there anything interesting? What's up there? Whee!
Alright, up there, I'm going to take a
Looks
chance.
like there's a fill at the bottom here. Oh, it's brick up top. Oh wow, okay, I see it. Okay, so it is the fireplace all the way up to the roof?
Alright, well let me try something real quick.
All brick. Yes, you guys were right. Thank you.
So it is open?
It is open. It looks open.
Okay, let's try something.
The
Well,
depths of our soul, yes.
well, we got a bulge here,
Okay.
and I can tell that stuff's deep. The edge of the fireplace is here. On the inside, the edge of the brick is here. That math doesn't work.
How are the happy spirits, Heather? So they are active today. I don't feel that Annie, she's my girl who likes to play with my electrical. I don't feel her today. Although now that we're doing stuff, I'm probably going to be getting her, picking up on her soon. I feel like there's a couple of men that are just watching what we're doing. We've been hearing footsteps and bangs all day long today. We're actually, if you were just watching with me when I was up in the attic, you were able to hear footsteps in the attic. So they were following us around. Yeah, so we did fix the electrical is fixed. She still likes to play with it.
Well, that light that you covered, somebody actually analyzed that and said it wasn't the light.
Yeah.
It was some type of phantom light with the brightness of an LED that was illuminating from the 11 o'clock position of the chandelier base. So that, you got me.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. And I have to go see who actually analyzed that, but that was actually really awesome. They actually broke it down and did the math and all types of fun stuff, so that was cool. Thanks for doing that.
It's only stick.
So that looks like brick. Looks like you're getting over brick, huh?
That's what I wanted to say.
So Emma, we are uncovering a 1763 well, what we thought was the fireplace. Now it looks like it's the coal stove. And in the midst of trying to find stuff in the hole of the terracotta pipes, we found all of this stuff in the wall. So now we're just trying to see what else we're going to find.
I wanted to make sure this is brick and
That looks like brick. Yeah. That sounds like brick.
yeah. Like there should be nothing there.
Ugh, I just realized I was just standing in front of the Google Live. So Heather's house, where we're working in the house right now, this portion of the house is from 1763. The other portion of our house is from 1835. And the side that was from 1763, that was the George and Sarah Elkington home. The 1835 section of the house was the Joseph Borton of the home. Joseph Borton section of the home. Can you see the outside? Yes, absolutely. It is pouring in New Jersey right now. Give me just 1 second. I'm happy to bring you outside. Sweeping out some of the property is haunted, and we received paperwork that stated that due to the history of the house, it is of reasonable expectation that the property is, as quote unquote, emotionally defective. I said, so did I, signed the closing paperwork, and now we're here. Oh yeah, happy spirits do definitely live here. We have not found anything that has been anything less than happy. Oh. Oh yeah, Vanessa, definitely there is. There's definitely some great fun spirits. Go through some of our videos. They are there's a couple of them that you'll see. We capture the paranormal stuff. Now, just so you guys know, we originally did not start this channel for our paranormal stuff, but it gained traction for our paranormal stuff. We started this for the renovation, and we're going to keep doing this for the renovation because the renovation's cool, and people ask. And so we're definitely going to keep up on that. Will we post more stuff with the paranormal? Absolutely. Because why not? Oh yeah, we didn't get here. We didn't get here until. Well, we definitely didn't get here until what, noon today? No, we wouldn't wake them up on a Saturday. We're not that mean. What's he doing? I don't know. He's supposed to be taking down the wall. Instead, he's making a mess.
I'm trying to figure out why this seam is the chimney, yet that's the only hole.
So, how far is this house from where we are living now? Right now, we live in Philadelphia, so it's about a 40-minute ride. Believe it or not, I work in Bensalem, New Jersey, Bensalem, Pennsylvania. So, you would think living and working in Pennsylvania, I would actually be closer to my work. It's actually the quite opposite. I have to cross the bridge to New Jersey, and it is actually closer. Right now, it takes me about 40 minutes to get to work from Philly to Bensalem, and it takes me about 15 minutes to get here from Bensalem to New Jersey, so that's fun. Thank you for everybody jumping on in. If you are just tuning in right now, welcome to the Elkington Wharton House. The Elkington Wharton House was built in 1763. The Wharton side of the house was built in 1835, and we are uncovering one of the 11 fireplaces, which we have now discovered is not a fireplace, but possibly a coal stove. And in the stove, as they're in the chimneys of this stove, that's what was pulling out all of these fantastic things from the 80s and 90s. Does that mean we have two kitchens? Technically, yes. There are parts to the basement for both Elkington and Wharton House. They are not active kitchens right now. We're going to be just doing one kitchen. So, Lori, that's actually really funny that you said that. Yes, I agree with you. He should be wearing a mask. But, Lori, that's actually really funny point that you brought up. Ask the spirits to help guide you. So, I actually want to bring that up because we actually do. We have left swatches and don't mind the mess, but we had swatches laid out all over the place, and I said, hey, just so you know, if you don't like something, please throw it on the floor. And this was sitting right here, and when I came in the one day after doing that, this was for all the way over here. So apparently we look like pink. So yeah. So we can make decisions. How many square feet in total? The main house is 3,200 square feet.
38.
I'm sorry, 3,800 square feet.
Attic's another 19.
Then there's another 19 in the attic and another 2,000 square feet in the basement.
Got that, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I would have tossed that on the floor too. So I actually think it's important to invite them because I think it's important to invite them because this was and even though, yes, we physically bought it, the deed's in our name, we're the caretakers. We're not owners. We're caretakers. They owned this house way long before we did. We just want to take care of it for them. So that's the reason why, we refer to ourselves as caretakers rather than the owners of this house, because I don't feel like we own it. I feel like, we're meant to care for it. Can we go in the attic? Sure. What side of the attic do you want to go on, Heather? Do you want to go to the Elkington side or the Borton side?
What do you think of both sides?
Okay, so we're going to, since I was just up at Elkington side, let's go to the Borton house. So.
Where would you place her?
Okay, welcome back to the live that we've been hosting. Sorry about that. We had connection issues when we hit up in the attic, which is weird because we didn't have connection issues before when we were up in the attic. So, if you're jumping back on, awesome. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in right now, we are working on opening up a 18th century attic. So I'm going to wait for. I am going to be waiting for a few more people to jump back on. We only have like 500 people viewing at the time. Yep, we did have 500. We had 537 people viewing at the time that it dropped off.
Wow. Well, this is actually amazing.
Hi, Lucky Charm. Thank you for tuning back in.
All right, well, I can get my arm all the way down in there, and I am getting fill. Like, just handfuls of fill. So what's actually in there? I have no idea. thing that I could think of is to bust open either here or downstairs.
Bust it open. Let's go.
Is that the popular?
Yeah, let's open this up.
Looks like the only option is going to be that. All right.
All right. Looks.
At least be able to take out a brick or two. See what falls out. You never know at this age you could get. I mean, how much stuff have we found around the property with metal detectors?
Yeah.
That's Sparky. Well, yeah, I'm just trying to find the edge of a brick.
I think I found.
Oh, there we go.
There we are. Here we are. We're back up. There we are. All right. Thank you for coming back on, everybody. The vote is that we're now breaking down this couch because.
Figure if we can remove one brick, at least we'll be able to drain what's inside. I mean, especially if you're going back to the 1700s, there could literally be anything back here. I mean, how many times have you dropped a ring or a coin or...
Thank you for all the lights. Yeah, I know he does need a chisel.
I actually have one over here, but I'm just trying to actually get to the seams first.
Man. Did we freeze again? Nope, not frozen. Alright. Alright, Lucky, thank you so much for stopping by. You hung in there for a really long time. And thank you so much. We love having you.
Woo-wee! It's better.
Do you want me to start the mine?
No, that work.
Huh?
No, thank you.
Thank you. We love having you. house is built in 1763. Elkins side was built in 1763. Horton House was built in 1835. Right now we are in the Elkinton House opening up a fireplace from 1763, which we have now discovered looks like it was a coal stove fireplace. Inside the flue of the chimneys, we have found all types of fantastic items from the 80s and 90s. So that was our exciting find. What he's doing right now is, there's so much backfill. I know there is we do have an opening in our basement. So he is trying to break out one of the bricks. So this is the fill that dumps out into the basement.
Well, essentially, from here down is completely full of debris.
Yeah. Why don't you try to use a chisel? Maybe that would actually.
I completely intend to once I can actually get to the mortar. Find the actual brick is the hard part. Oh, this is anticlimactic.
The viewers are actually saying you use a chisel. So it wasn't just me being
It's right on the table there, right?
Huh?
I think there's one right on the table there, right?
I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah. It only feels about one brick thick. And we're halfway there. Oh, thank you.
And then these.
That's actually a pry bar,
I know, but we don't have the chisel. Isn't out there, so.
there you go.
Alright, here you go.
Let's see if I can at least break through. through. It's a miracle. We're through into what is the question? Yeah, that's definitely a void.
Yep. You're through.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's open back there.
Is it filled?
No.
So the fill might be stuck somewhere over there.
Might be stuck, yeah. Well, let's see. What the hell? Bear with me, everybody.
I'm actually just.
If there's anybody even there.
So exposed brick is out of the question.
Whoa. Where's the road? Huh.
Vanessa, yeah, a sledgehammer would have been a little bit more effective had we wanted to knock down the 1736 fireplace. So that's why we're taking it slower and steady.
Yeah, essentially I was
We
worried.
actually do have a lot. We actually do have a lot of tools. So please don't send my husband more tools. We have way more than enough.
Oh, I'll be happy to. Yeah.
And
No, the reason I'm doing it this way is because I can see here is where the fill is, and as far down as I could reach, but with my arm was about here. I know in the basement is a full fireplace support, so it has to be hollow somewhere. Evidently, there it is.
so,
And now we are here.
and flip the house? Absolutely not.
No.
We're not flipping the house. We are restoring and rehabbing her, and she is going to be our forever home. We do intend to open up the property every now and again for historic tours, not ghost hunting tours. Please, please, please. I know I've been getting a ton of questions for that. Our entities are very, very happy, and we want to keep it that way. So we're not flipping. We are absolutely, this is our forever home. We plan on living here until we haunt it as well.
Alright. Well, everything's gonna start falling out now. Now that I got a chisel, thank you guys.
And yes, Lori, thank you. I know you have been jumping up and down on the other side of this TikTok saying, get the damn chisel. And he's finally listening.
Yes, because I am very stubborn, and because I was too lazy to go get the chisel, and I didn't want to admit my wife was right. As most men out there are probably doing at this moment.
This reminds me of a house I grew up in. I lived in England, so 16 and 1700s are around everywhere. Morgan, can you be my best friend?
Oh, we're at in England. I've been over there.
We're at in England, Morgan. Lori, he's going to remind you of every person's husband.
Oh. No, I'm just fatter and have less hair. Here, take your rushman.
Oh! What's he digging out? So we are.
That's a good question because I don't know.
We are in the middle of opening up a fireplace, which we now have found out was a coal stove, and we are finding all types of treasures in there. So yeah, we have one of these. We have a bunch of these. Some kid was very definitely wanted to create a time capsule in the chimney. Yes, I know he should be wearing a mask. Again, he doesn't listen. This is why I film things live, so this way everybody else can yell at him, not me.
Well, I did just think I was opening up sheetrock, so. Granted, you are all right. Hey, well, I got a brick to replace the one I just knocked out with. That is an interesting brick.
Oh, we have an interesting brick, folks.
Yeah, it's actually got...
You have two
Oh,
chimneys
wow.
in our house that were built in the 1900s that are closed up. I know, this is actually the only one that, this is the only one that was actually completely closed off. Our other ones are closed up, but closed off like this is the only one, and people were asking, so we shall deliver.
And it actually made no sense because the chimney from the drone footage of the inspection showed that it was open.
Here you go, Lori, we got this brick.
It's got a rock in it.
It does have a rock in it. It looks like it was hand,
Well, everything in here was hand done.
yeah. So we actually, Lori, we have them all throughout the house. We have a bunch of these. This one actually happens to be pretty cool because it has a rock in it. I am gonna shadow box it, and if you like, shoot me a message. I will actually mail it to you.
What is that?
Yes, it is a mud brick. Closed off. So this was actually about an hour ago. This had shelves and sheetrock and stuff over it. So yeah. No. Don't hate. We actually have made sure since we've been doing the history of the house. The Elkingtons came over as indentured servants, not slaves.
Oh God, no.
And the rest of the history, the rest of the history was actually, we have the Underground Railroad sections in our house in the basement. So we do know 100% for sure we did not have slaves in this house. We were protecting and helping free, and we have very cool history of this house.
Yeah, in fact, the quote-unquote servants that came over with the Elkington family. The Elkington family came out as indentured servants to the Willits family. Now, that wasn't as we would call it today, slavery. It was working off your debt to the king. George Elkington was a blacksmith who was sent here to teach pretty much metalworking to the colonists. Back in 1677 on the Kent with the Hancock and the Penn families, it was a second immigrant ship up the Delaware River. Instead of bringing over actual indentured servants, he brought over Quaker families who established a lot of the colonies here, including here in Burlington County. So that's actually a fantastic piece of history to where a lot of homes this age have some torrid history to them, and we have that ability and comfort of saying that this was a peaceful place that helped people. And the people that were here have always seemed to help others. Even in recent history, we have found that the previous owner would do piano teachings. would always do for the neighbors. But through the formation of America, this was actually paid for the land. And they got along very well with the Native Americans. There was no throwing off the land, there was no war. I mean, if you go back over Burlington County, you can find a lot of interesting history on it. That stuff happened a lot later, and fortunately we were on the right side of history.
Lucky, that is so interesting. He was an indentured servant from Ireland, and what year was that? Because that had to been... Lucky, you know what? There's another brick too. Hold on, Lucky, I'm sending you one. I have another one.
I am almost to the back wall so I can see if it's brick lined or not. This is just backfill. Yes. Yeah, it is complete brick all the way through. Wow. This is going to have to be one of those to be continued because this will be opened up into a fireplace. I can see the actual bricks in there. Well, I was not expecting 80s treasures. At least we were uncovering a piece of history. And I guess some of you guys are actually getting some pieces of it as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, these are all hand-done bricks. In fact, this house was one of the original glazed brick houses in New Jersey. And yes, there are not many of them left, especially of this size.
Lori, I just followed you, so you should be able to message me now. And same with Lucky Charm. I just followed you guys now, so you guys should be able to message us. I would love to get you out one of those mud bricks from the house.
Why don't you show them some of the piano stuff while I knock out this last piece of brick here, and we can go from there.
Okay.
Here you go.
Alright,
So
so-
let me take this, show them some of the interesting parts, since they've been so patient going through this.
Okay, guys. So actually, you know what? Let me take you guys down to the basement.
Oh, make sure to show them the brick floors.
We want